Hey guys, it's Alice. Today's video is going to be not different because I've done it before, but basically I'm going to do a Q&A, but this time it's school related. I've just finished sixth form, if anyone wants to know that. I'm planning on going to university in September, so I asked people to ask me questions and I'm just going to answer the ones I got. Okay, so Caitlin says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you hate going to school? I don't think I hated going to school. I think there were times where it was difficult. For me, 100%. 10 is hate and 1 is love. I'm going to say like a 3 or a 4 because I really didn't hate it that much. I think when I got into sixth form, I enjoyed the classes and I enjoyed my friends and the people there, and I like having a routine. It gave me something to do, so I didn't hate school that much. Amy said, what was your least favourite year / grade in school and why? My least favourite, I would say, would be last year, so year 12, because it was a year of ups and downs in terms of school and outside of school. That was my AS year. I didn't quite get the results I wanted at the end of it, and so I was really disappointed in myself. So I would say that year, purely because it was quite difficult for me, and obviously I was moving to a new school, I moved across the country, but then I had loads of positive things that happened in that year as well, but I'd say that that one was definitely the hardest for me academically wise. Amy also says, how did you deal with exams and tests? Did you feel the pressure? Yes, I did, but I've got better at this, and I actually did a video about this called how to kind of deal with exam stress, so I'll leave that link below if anyone's interested in that. But I basically had lots of panic attacks and I suffered from anxiety really badly in year 11, but now I haven't had like that many at all. I think I've had one over the past 2 years, so I'm really lucky with that. But I did feel the pressure, I did struggle with them. I'd say go and look at all that video, that is a summary of it all. Take your time to relax, have your you time, you know, otherwise you will just bog yourself down and just get really stressed. I've got loads from Bobby. Bobby's asked about 5, so I'm going to run through these. How did you know whether you wanted to go to sixth form or college or uni, etc, etc? So for me, I didn't really want to go to college to do BTECs or anything because I feel like that's more suited for people who kind of know where they want to go in life, whereas I have no clue what I want to do. So I thought I'd rather take A-levels, then I can maybe have a broader range of subjects under my belt and figure out a lot easier what I want to do and where I want to go from that. University, I think it's always kind of been something that I thought I was going to do, but as I got older I realised that you didn't have to do it to succeed in life. But I think, as I mentioned before, I don't actually know what I want to do with my life. I know the subject choice I want to take. I'm currently just going to run with that until I find a job I want to do with that, and that links into Bobby's question of what are you going to study at uni. I want to study psychology. I don't know what area of psychology I want to go into, but I'm studying that because at the minute I'm not like amazing at it, but that's what I really enjoy and I find it really interesting, so that's what I want to study when I go to university. She also asked, what do you want to do for a job? No clue, none whatsoever. I think I'm hoping that in university that I am gonna figure out what I want to do and then maybe go on after that. So if I wanted to do counselling, for example, I could carry on after that. But right now I don't really know. I'd like to think I would like to do something maybe with counselling, but I have no idea. I have no clue. Bobby also said, what did you pick for your options going into year 10? So I picked ICT, geography and health and social care. I've got B in geography, a merit in IT and an A in health and social care at GCSE. Okay, so the next question is from Reagan. Oh, I've had this debate so many times. I'm gonna say Reagan. Says, what was your favourite memory of high school? And I would say for this one, in the end of year 11 with my old school, I went on a trip to Rome, and that was absolutely amazing, and I think that would probably be my favourite memory because I got to spend time with kind of all my friends before I was going to move, you know, like 3 hours away, so it was such an amazing thing to do with them. We got to go all around Rome. We also went to Assisi, which was really amazing, and I had the best time, and it was for me a really amazing thing for me to be able to do with my friends before I left. And so I'm so happy that my school did that. I'm like over the moon with that. That would be my favourite memory. Okay, and then I've got a bunch from Belle, and Belle says, are you excited or nervous to go to university? Both, because I can't cook to save my life, so it's going to be so weird just kind of having to fend for myself, but also I've never been without Grace, who's my twin sister, and it's going to be so weird going somewhere without her, because I moved to where I am right now and the only person I had was Grace, but now I'm going somewhere else and I don't have her. I think I'm going to miss her quite a lot. But I'm also really excited because like I love psychology and I want to know more about it. It's going to be something different, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Okay, so Belle says, how do you prioritise your time and make time for both school and friends? So for me, that wasn't too difficult because most of my friends, we all had like jobs at the weekend or had loads of other commitments, so we never really met up much outside of school until exam season. I didn't really do my homework at home, as sixth form at least. I did almost like work I had to do at school. I've always kind of been fine with that because I've always kind of got my homework done as soon as I need to, whereas I mean when it was like year 8 and year 9, obviously you just do it on the bus in the morning. I think I've always just tried to get everything done so that like the weekends are my free time and I don't have to stress about school or anything then. The bit that was difficult for me is getting everyone free at the same time. So my kind of friendship group in sixth form, the ones that I just went on holiday with actually, everyone is so busy all the time, so it's such a hassle to try and all meet up and all, you know, be able to hang out with each other at the same time. So it's less for me juggling school and friends, it's more juggling my friends and everything else that they're doing at the same time. I think you just kind of have to be strict with yourself. So if you know that you have some homework you have to do, just get out of the way, you know, that's the best thing. So I'd say just try and keep on top of all the stuff you have to do for school. Belle said, how did you choose what university you wanted to attend? Good question. So my school had this thing that we had to go to, which was like a UCAS convention at a close by university. If I hadn't had that, I really don't know how I would have coped, because basically you went in and pretty much a representative from every single university in the country was there. So there was over like 150 of them and they were everywhere, and so you had like a booklet at the beginning and you could go around depending on like the subjects you wanted. For me, I wanted to go to university in a city. I didn't want to go to a smaller one in a village because, you know, I've already been there, done that. So I kind of went around to all the major city universities. And I was kind of looking into psychology or the entry requirements. If they were like, oh, it's AAA, I would kind of just wander off because I knew that I wasn't going to get that. But then if I went to another one and they were like, oh, the entry requirements are like BBC, I would, you know, take that prospectus home, and I sat on my bed at home and I went through, okay, like what are the ones that, you know, I'm not going to get into because the entry requirements are too high, and so I sectioned them off. And then out of the ones that I was more able to get into, like academically wise, I was like, okay, which ones do I prefer the most out of them? And then I booked the open days to go and see them. I went to 4 open days, which included a lot of travelling, so thank you to my dad for being willing to travel everywhere with me. And then I also had another pile that was kind of the backup options. So my backup option, for example, if I don't get into the university I want to, is to do a foundation year with entry requirements of CDD. So that's if it goes wrong and I don't get the results I want. Went to all the open days, listened to all the talks, did all the accommodation tours, all of that stuff, and then I sat down and was like, which one do I like the most? And I applied my UCAS, I sent my UCAS form off, but when I got them back, the one that was the better kind of university overall, not just the one that offered the abroad, actually lowered the entry requirements for me. So I ended up picking that one, which was University of Brighton. But if I don't get into that, then I'm going to be going to Manchester Metropolitan University for a foundation year, and then hopefully I'll be able to get onto the course that also does the year abroad. But that will mean 5 years at university, so make sure you spend your time, like order a prospectus, look through it, make sure you have a good go, like go on the university website. I think there's one called Which University that's really good, but like for University of Brighton, for example, there's no information on which university, but that doesn't mean it's a bad university at all, because I love it. Google like YouTube videos if the campus has put any up, if anyone's like been there and they filmed their experience, you know, do all your research. Okay, so Belle also said, how did you deal with drama in school? Or how do you deal? Badly. I struggle because I have this innate need in me to kind of make everyone feel welcome or wanted or not left out, because I've experienced that myself and it sucks. So whenever anything happens, I always kind of seem to be involved in it because I want everything to smooth out. I don't want any drama. If there's a big drama, I'll kind of say everything I want to say to whoever it may be. And drama's hard, it sucks. Like I've had so much recently, mainly it's been in sixth form, less so in secondary school, because in secondary school I didn't have that great a friendship group. There was a big group of us and only a couple of people in there liked me, and the people that did like me were like my best friends. I love them so much, but the ones that didn't, it wasn't obviously fun for me, but I kind of didn't stand up to them, I didn't face them about it, so I kind of just slid into the shadows and didn't deal with that at all. But I think for me that was probably worse, because it kind of knocked my confidence a lot, because I didn't get to say what I wanted to say and I didn't get to find out people's reasons for doing certain things. Also, don't say anything behind someone's back that you wouldn't want them to hear, because chances are someone's going to tell them at some point and they will find out and they will confront you about it. And so it's best just to say what you want to say. If you have something to say to them, just say it. The thing is, like, in a month's time, in a year's time, it's not going to matter at all, so you just have to kind of move on and get on with it. And also you will find who your true friends are, and that's what counts in the most. And then Belle also said, okay, I'm excited for this one. Are you excited that I may come to the same university as you next year? Ha, love you. Guys, okay. So obviously Belle is one of my like internet friends I've met online. Don't worry, anyone who's like stranger danger, we've like FaceTime and stuff, and she's real, don't worry kids. Basically, when I was talking to her about like universities that I wanted to go to, and I was like, oh, like my first choice is to study psychology at the University of Brighton, she was like, Brighton? And I was like, yeah. She was like, I'm looking at Brighton. She lives in Canada, by the way, but she was like, if you know there's a way that we can do it, like my family are going to try and get me to go to Brighton because that's where I want to go. And I was like, so basically, yeah, Belle might come to my university, and I think she wants to study psychology as well, which would be amazing. But if she came, obviously I would not be in halls anymore, I would be in a student house, a uni house, whatever. But that would be amazing, and it would be so cool because it would be like I'd get to meet her. It would just be so cool. I can't stop smiling. I really hope it happens. Like, I know it'd be so difficult for her to like manage to do, because England, Canada, very far away, but it would be great. I would love it. Okay, and then I think I have 2 more questions. So Raquel says, hi Alice, I love you, and my question is, how was your high school? I think obviously because I went to 2 different schools, overall my kind of high school experience, I think it's been good. I think obviously as it goes on you focus more on the positives than the negatives, if that's your like overruling experience. If one happens more than the other, I think you focus on that. It was difficult for me moving, but school was good. I've always kind of enjoyed school in a way. I've never kind of like hated a subject apart from geography. That was awful. Like, I had classes with my friends, it was all good. I yawned and now it looks like I'm crying. I'm happy with that. I don't think I would go back and change anything. Maybe I would study a lot harder for my ASs, but for my A-levels I've put in all the work I can, and so I've just got to pray for the result that I need. And then the last question, Carly says, I'm starting college in September. Do you think it would have been more daunting going to college than 6th form? And I think it would be daunting because obviously everyone that you're like with is so into what they're doing. Maybe not daunting, I'd say maybe it could have been a bit more exciting and be something different, but I think they're both daunting, especially if you're moving to a different school, unless you're going to a 6th form that's attached to your secondary school, because obviously you would have already known the teachers, known the classes, like where to go, known the people. As someone who's obviously moved and gone to a whole new 6th form, is daunting, and I think they both would be equally as daunting. But yeah, so that's everything for my video today. Thank you for everyone who asked questions. It means so much to me, it really does. And yeah, if you have any other things you want to know about what I'm doing with my life, or when I get my results and I actually know what university I go to and I start like buying things for my university room, and I'll let you guys all know what's happening with that. But as of right now, I'm just enjoying summer, I'm just having a good time. With that being said, I am gonna love you and leave you. I hope you all had an amazing day, and I will see you hopefully next Monday with another video. Bye.